Hello and welcome to Module 4, Engaging Families. We are going to take a look just briefly in this module presentation about how to create some moments of family engagement and some resources for you to use as you look to do that. The first thing I want to cover is making school-to-home kits. So in the file section of your module this week, you will find some labels that can be printed to put on just plastic shoe boxes where you can make some home to school kits that you can put different items in that correspond with talking, singing, reading, writing, and playing. And so the labels will look like the image here on the screen, and you'll just cut those out and put those on the shoebox. And you can add different things. I've just added a few ideas in this presentation to kind of get you started. And you can have different kits for different classrooms, for different ages, but again, these are just some ideas to get you started. So the first box would be your talking box and some items that you might include. This is the red phone looking tube is actually, you can purchase them made this way. They are echo phones, and children are able to hear their own speech sounds as they talk in the phone and hold it up to their ear. They can hear the sounds that they're making. This is used quite frequently with children who are beginning to read and beginning to learn how to decode and put sounds together, but it works really well for children who need to hear those sounds spoken in order to get ready to read as well. You can also make these from PVC pipe and just put coupler ends on the ends of them, and those are pretty inexpensive to make. To order the red phone that's on the screen is anywhere from $5 to $10. You can buy them through Amazon or school supply stores. There's also an Echo microphone, and that you can just get at a dollar store. It has the little spring inside, and a child can talk or sing in that, and they can hear the sounds echoing through the tube with the spring. The mirror board that's on the screen is great for having children look in. You can use regular mirrors too, non-breakable, but the mirror board you can get that's just the shiny cardstock. It's just covered with silver, and children can look in and you can ask them different things about the way they look, and so that helps them to recognize themselves. It's really great for children who are working on saying their own name, and it's a great tool for getting them to talk. Also on the screen are some washcloth, just flat hand puppets. Again, you can get those at the dollar store. And all of these things fit really nicely into the plastic containers. So those are just a few ideas for your talking box that you might send home. For your singing box, on the screen there's some very simple little books that are paperback with CD included, again dollar store, that you can include, and if they get broken or lost, it's not as big of a deal because they were only $1. The little shakers with the symbols, those are little shaker bells that came from Oriental Trading, and you can get a whole lot of them for very little money. If you can't buy the shaker eggs, or you want to send these boxes home as home to school boxes, you can make the shaker eggs with just some beans or rice and a plastic Easter egg, and then put lots of tape round and round the egg. You can use painter's tape. This is electric tape, and that works really well because you can put lots of it, and it's not very expensive either. You can make finger puppets that go along with some of the songs that you do. The one that is on the screen is for 5 green and speckled frogs, and they're just little die-cut frogs, and the glove is a dollar store purchase, and you just put Velcro on the backs of your little die cuts. You could use stickers, laminate different pictures that you cut out. Just get creative with that. And what's great about that is you can use these gloves over and over, keep them in the box, and then just switch out the finger puppets that you use with them. Items that foster reading that you might put in a reading box. The little books that are on the top left, those are the wipe down books, the soft squishy bath time books. Those are very easy to clean. Little board books that come in sets, you can divide those up. That's what that truck book is there. Puppets, again, the puppets can help retell a story that you've read. You can find inexpensive puppets that go with a little story and put that in. And then the little 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed, that is actually from a book, and those monkeys are the exact replica of the artwork that's in the book. So trying to connect some activities or things that children can do that will help them retell a story that you've read, or put the book in there and allow them to act it out at home. And then some items that foster writing and fine motor skills. Again, before children write, they need to strengthen those finger muscles. So little items that they might pick up. This has Cheerios. You might get some tweezers, plastic tweezers, or some tongs, and put in with little items that they might pick up or scoop up. The little pom-poms are great for picking and sorting. You can have them sort by color, and that works on those muscle movements and hand-eye coordination. For younger children, the crayons that are the egg-shaped crayons, where it's a whole hand grasp before a child's able to hold a pencil, those are wonderful to use. You can make those also by melting down some crayons and putting them in a thicker Easter egg and then letting them harden. So while the ones that you buy that are Crayola might be a little bit costly, you can create your own. Play-Doh is a great tool for fostering writing and fine motor skills, and you can make that and send it in the box in a Ziploc bag. And then little puzzles that are foam are readily available at dollar stores as well, and that works on hand-eye coordination, it works on matching, and it works on those fine motor skills that you want children to work on to get ready to write. You can also have a playing box, and that could include some puppets like the ones we've already talked about. You can get some inexpensive dramatic play items such as this little kitchen set that's on the screen. This foil is tissue wrap foil, and it crinkles and makes different sounds. Younger children, infants and toddlers, love that for playing peekaboo. They can see through it just a little bit, and it makes a really neat little sound. And then there are some balls on here that are partially clear and have colors, and those are an Oriental trading ball. You can put little items through the hole where you blow it up and ask children to look and find what they can in the ball and use their words to tell you about it while they're also playing. Moving on from our boxes this week, I just wanted to touch on the assignment that you have for using the Child Development Tracker. I have some red arrows here that show you that you can browse by age. This red arrow is pointing to the age 4. You can do any age that's listed there. You can search that way. You can also type in an activity that you might be interested in finding in the search bar. And then also if you look at the image on the second half of the screen, you can click on the activity finder and it will give you activities, apps, games, and videos that you can choose from. So your assignment is to find something using either one of those search methods, and then just write up a little description of the activity that you chose that you thought would work really, really well in your classroom, and will help you embed those best practices of Every Child Ready to Read. And then you want to post a response to a co-participant on their ideas that they found. I think that you'll find that there are some really cool things on there that you can share the ideas of things that you found with one another. So if you have questions about that, make sure that you send me an email and let me know. I don't want that to be a complicated process, but I just thought that this child development tracker was very useful and have used it in the past in classes that I've taken myself. Next week, you're going to wrap up this training course with doing a lesson plan that's going to be very simple. Looks like what's on the screen. You're going to plan an activity for talking, an activity for singing, an activity for reading, an activity for writing, and an activity for playing for each of the days of 1 week. Then you can add some notes at the bottom. There's a little section there for that. So there are lots of ideas. There's lots of links in the resource section. I also included in those resources a printable free calendar that's part of a book that I've written for a school readiness program, and you are welcome to print that out and use that at your facility. It has lots and lots of really good activities that are linked to the Every Child Ready to Read curriculum. So make sure that you check that out and make sure that you download anything in the resources that you would like to keep and use because our course will close after the due dates wrap up. So make sure that you download anything you'd like there. As always, ask me any questions that you have and let me know how things are going, and make sure that you check out next week.